Hi everybody, my name is Rachel and I am a summer box reviewer for Sabbatical Beauty, and today we're going to be talking about one of the serums that is in the summer box, which is the Red Wine Pressed Serum. And yeah, this serum, I think a lot of people that I know actually really enjoy it already, so they already have it before the summer box and everything, and yeah, they sing its praises pretty a lot, yeah. So it's supposed to be based on the website, the Sabbatical Beauty website, which I have up here. It is mostly for anti-aging. What happened here? It's mostly for anti-aging because the red wine extracts are supposed to be good for. They have They have high amounts of this thing called resveratrol, which is known for its anti-aging effects. So yeah, that's what it's good for. Ooh, why is the sun being so funny? Alright, so red wine serum is a pressed serum, which is different from more liquid serums like coconut, which is also in the summer box. And yeah, so that's the difference between a pressed serum and a regular serum is that a pressed serum is a concentrated serum, and it can also double up as a moisturizer. Oh, hello Natalie, thank you for coming. Yeah, so a pressed serum doubles up as a moisturizer and a serum, so you don't actually need an extra moisturizer on top of your red wine pressed serum, which is great because you know, in the summer or in really hot weather when you want to have as little on your face as possible, having things that double up as other things is always great. So red wine pressed serum is a good way to go. Yeah, so I think that's kind of the basic information about it. So the sample that we got in the summer box was actually really dark. I remember Adeline was saying that this batch was super dark, and I've seen other batches which are a lot lighter or which are just a little bit lighter, but yeah, this one is. I remember actually when I first opened it and it had sort of gotten onto the cover a little bit, it looked a bit like blood clots. I didn't want to say that at the time, but I just did, so. Hello Jennifer, thank you for coming. How are all of you? Have you all been having a good Tuesday? Yeah, so where was I? Yeah, talking about the texture. Okay, so since we're on texture, you know, blood clot texture, we can also talk about the texture of red wine. For me, it's definitely thick, and I don't know if you can see it. It's just sort of a solid gel, so it's less fluid than donkey milk, because even donkey milk sort of like swishes around a little bit, but red wine just sort of stays where it's meant to be. It's just like a gel, really, a thick gel. And for me, that was why it was a little bit difficult for me to apply. I couldn't quite at the beginning figure out exactly how to be applying it in such a way that it was all over my face and it was in a thin enough layer that it didn't feel heavy or sticky. A lot of people say that, you know, a little goes a long way, which is true for most of Sabbatical Beauty products. You just need a little smidge and then you'll be good to go. But for me, with a texture like this, it was kind of hard for me to use a really small amount and still get it all over my face, because how do you do that? If you have a really tiny amount and you're supposed to like shoop it all over your face, I wasn't really sure how to do that. So it took me a couple of days, weeks actually, to figure exactly how I like to apply it. Ooh, hang on, people are saying something. Natalie says, I have a full size that was a lighter color when I got it, but it's gotten darker with time. Not as dark as that, but definitely darker. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I wonder why that is. That's pretty cool. Got some science. Can anybody explain why that happened? That's really cool. Yeah, this batch is really dark, and I've never had it before, so I can't really compare it to anything else, but based on some of the pictures that I've seen, this is definitely a dark batch. And Julie says, I love red wine pressed serum. Unfortunately, mine is almost gone, even though I've been trying to barely touch it. Oh no, yeah, that happens with me too. Like with these sample sizes, I'm extra conservative, but then one day I just turn around and it's all gone, and I need to get another. Excuse me. Yeah, so when I was applying it for the first time, I think I put a little bit too much, and it actually felt as though I had tinted my skin like a little bit red, so that was less than ideal. And then after that, a couple of people suggested that they said that they use one like finger tap into the product, and then that's enough for their whole face, which was kind of crazy to me because that seems like nothing, and that feels like a very little product for a lot of face. So I've had to compromise a little bit, and now I do usually 2 or 3 finger taps just on it, and I focus on the areas that usually tend to get a little bit drier during the day. So I guess, and now that I'm trying to work on my cheeks, so I try to moisturize my cheeks a little bit more, just make sure that they've got what they need. So I focus more on my cheeks and just sort of spread the rest around where I can. I'll do that in a second. I'm waiting for my coconut to set in. I did a bit of coconut before I came on. Yes, but I have noticed that when I don't use it, some days I kind of forget and I don't use it. But I do feel that on the days that I do use it, I am definitely a lot more hydrated and my skin is a lot more plump. And when I touch it, it just feels smoother and happier and everything, as compared to days when I don't use it. Hi Foon, good morning. Thank you for coming. What you up to? Woo. No croaky throat today. Yeah, so I've definitely... I can tell the difference between the days when I use it and the days when I don't. And when I do use it, I feel like my skin is just a lot more... I can't find the word. I just have the feeling. It just feels a lot happier. And you just feel like... I feel like my skincare routine has been complete. Because some days when I don't do it, and I'm just sort of thinking about it through the day, like, oh, maybe I should have put some on, but I didn't. And now I feel like I feel like my skin is drying out under the sun. But on days that I do use it, it just feels like my routine is done. And I feel like my skin is going to be better able to last throughout the day, and I won't feel dry or tight or uncomfortable, or I won't be producing extra oil throughout the day. Darcy says it's the skincare version of umami. Yes, that is exactly it. Can't describe it, but you'll know it when you feel it or taste it. Don't taste it. Yeah. Carol, do not eat this. Yeah, so I think it's sort of like a low-key worker for me. Hi Cindy, thank you for coming. Yeah, I feel like red wine is sort of the quiet little one that works in the background and doesn't really say much, but actually does a lot of work. Yeah, I know that red wine is also has been good for a lot of people's dark circles, so maybe I should try working on that. Hello, dark circles. Yeah, Darcy says, don't taste it, Carol. Don't taste it. Just get a glass of wine. I think that'll be a lot better than this. Yes. Hang on. Let's see. Has anybody asked? Yeah, if you all have any questions about it, although I'm pretty sure all of you, or most of you, will have had forays into red wine. So I don't know if I should be still trying to sell you on it, because most of you are already sold. Yeah, but I'm definitely getting there. It wasn't my favorite at first, but now that I've realized the differences on days when I do wear it and days when I don't, it's definitely warming up to me. And I really enjoy using it when I can get the proportions right, when I can figure out, when I get, the right amount on my face, it definitely works. Otherwise, I feel like I don't have enough, or I feel like I have too much, and then it's just a whole big thing, and I have to start again. Yeah, but, alright, so I'm actually just gonna put some on right now. So, sorry, there's a fly here. Okay, so what I usually do is just, I've been using the cover actually, because when I first got it, I think it had sort of tipped over, and then I had a lot of things on the cover, so I usually try to finish up the cover first. Ooh, hi Sam. Sam has a question. Hi Rachel, how long do you wait to put on Red Wine Pressed Serum after serums? Does sunscreen go on smoothly after it? Ooh, good questions. Okay, I usually wait between serums. I usually wait 2 to 3 minutes just to make sure that it's all set in. So the same goes for red wine. You can just give your previous serum a couple of minutes to sink in, and when you feel like your skin is ready, I guess, then I usually just put my press serum on after that. And sunscreen does go on very smoothly after it because it sort of doubles up as a moisturizer. You don't need to have another layer on there to smoothen things out. The Red Wine Pressed Serum sort of does that already. And your sunscreen and your makeup and everything should be able to go on pretty smoothly after that. I do think, if I'm not wrong, I think red wine serum might pill if you put too much on. So just be careful with that, and start with very little at first, and then if you feel like you need a bit more, just put a little bit more on top so that you can avoid pilling, because that's a pain in the butt. Yeah, so 2 to 3 minutes in between serums, and it should apply and dry down really smoothly for you to put the rest of your stuff on. Yeah, okay, so I usually just tap some like that. It's just a really tiny layer, and then I put it on the areas that I would like moisturized. Yeah, I mean, it's so hard for me to not like smooth things into my skin. It's such a habit for me. And everybody was, I think a couple of weeks ago, there was this question about how you apply your things, whether you pat them in, or swipe them on. And I think people usually only swiped their beauty waters and their toners, but I actually swipe, not really swipe, but I like squeeze, or I smooth my moisturizers on as well, just because I feel like that's the most effective way of getting things like that on your face. But I'm trying to pat it on, which is quite fun. I mean, it's a fun feeling. But hopefully it's doing its job. Yes. Okay. Natalie says, I pat and then smooth it on. Works for me. Ooh, yeah. Sounds good. Yeah, I need to figure out how to put my moisturizer on better, because sometimes I feel like I'm just smooshing it on and it's not really getting in my skin, which is less than ideal. But it's okay, it's a work in progress. I will get there. Okay, now that my red wine is done, I'm gonna wait for a couple minutes, and then I'll put on my sunscreen after the video maybe. Yeah, so that was me and red wine. Anybody have any questions about it? Yeah, I think I'm growing to really enjoy it. I definitely I couldn't figure it out, and then I didn't really like it for the first few weeks, but it's growing on me. Okay, there are actually 2 things that I need to do in this video today. The first one is to give another set of questions for 2 truths and 1 lie, because in my last video nobody got the right answer and everybody thought I fell out a window. But yeah, so I've got another set of questions, and the winner, someone who gets the answer right, will win a $10 gift card to Sabbatical Beauty. So yeah, definitely remember to answer those questions. So okay, let me see, I'm just gonna do this now. My 3 facts are, firstly, that I was in a made-for-TV movie. Secondly, that I am 9 years older than my sister. And thirdly, that I once won a trophy for in a jump rope competition. Yes. Okay, so one of those things is a lie. I'm just going to run over them again. First of all, I was in a made-for-TV movie. Secondly, I am 9 years older than my younger sister. And thirdly, I once won a trophy in a jump rope competition. So just leave your answer in the comments here, and then for the next video, I'll pick out a winner for the $10 Sabbatical Beauty gift card. Alright, and the last thing is, now that we are going to be celebrating Father Figure Day, I think it's on Sunday, we are going to talk about one product that we would gift to the father figure in our lives from Sabbatical Beauty. And yeah, so for me, my father figure is my father. And last night I asked him what his skin concerns were, and his biggest one was that it was too beautiful. His words, not mine. And so yeah, not much can be done about that, right? But for me, if I had to pick one, I would probably give him something like vacuum cleansing oil. Yeah, I don't have my big bottle. I just ordered a big bottle, so maybe I'll give him some. Yeah, so he just... Julie says, lol, dad jokes, he's adorable, Natalie. I mean, it took him half a second to come up with that. He just drives me nuts. But yeah, so if I had a choice, I would give him the vacuum cleaner cleansing oil, because he does have a couple of blackheads here and there, and he's got clumped paws. Guess where I got mine from? And I think he would like something no fuss, like vacuum cleaner. So you just like pop it on, you rub it in for a little bit, and then you're done. Rather than like a mask where you have to sit there and wait for it to dry, or like a serum where you have to remember to put it on first of all, and then sit there and wait for it to sink in. And I think vacuum cleaner would be a good gift for him. Yeah, that's an idea. Maybe I'll give him a bit of a sample for Father Figure Day. Ooh, the sun is nuts. Yeah, so what would you give your dad? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear. I know the only product in SB that's catered to guys is the Shama's beard oil, which even then, like a lot of women use for their hair and everything. The Shama's beard oil. I don't think I'll ever get the chance to try it because nobody I know has a beard. Maybe I'll buy it for myself. There's an idea. Okay, anyway, yep. So just if you have a father figure in your lives, you know, what gift from Sabbatical Beauty would you give him? It was good fun. I had to think about it very hard last night. I almost gave him something like Unicorn Dreams lip scrub, just because I think he would enjoy it. But I think vacuum cleaner is the way to go. Julie says, my man loves masks. We should start a man masking movement. Yes, we should. And it's got alliteration. It's basically, you're already there. Hi, Cynthia. Thank you for coming. Sorry you're catching us on the tail end. I'm going to head off soon, but do catch the replay. And if you have any questions, just leave a comment here and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Yes. Okay, I think I've got everything. Father Figure Day gift. 2 truths, 1 lie. Yes, please remember to answer the 2 truths and 1 lie, because I am dying to give my $10 gift card to somebody. So just have to get it right. I think Natalie's already put her answers down, so we'll see who gets it. Woohoo! Yeah, so do y'all have anything else that you want to ask, or anything you want to know about Red Wine, about the Summer Box, about me? Okay. No? Okay, if we're good to go, then thank you all so much for coming. Yeah, I've really enjoyed doing Facebook Lives, and I'm sad that we only have, I think it's 2 weeks left, and then we're done. But it's okay. Yeah, so thank you all for coming, and oh, hi Rachel. Oh no, we're on the tail end. It's okay, you can catch the replay. Yeah, where was I? I've done the YouTube thing. If you're on YouTube, hop over to Facebook and join us. We'd love to have you. If you're on the replay, thank you for watching. As always, comments on the Facebook video I will respond to once I get the chance. And yeah, I love you all. Thank you so much for coming. Have a good evening or a good day. It's 9:30 in the morning here, but I think it's the evening in the States, so have a good one wherever you are, and I will see you all later this week when I talk about my routine. I don't remember which day it is, but it's soon. Yeah, so I love you all and have a good one. Bye. Mwah.